Hi everyone, welcome to week 9. This week we're actually going to take a step away from the paper returns, which I'm sure you're all pleased about, and actually start doing computerized or software tax returns. And we're going to be using the software called Profile. We're also going to use a return that you've already completed in paper so that you know the information. You've been exposed to Samuel Pell for 2022, and you also already have the answer key, which we can find back on week 5. So if you look down at the bottom, the answer key for Samuel Pell's tax return for 2022. So that's where that is. So you know what the answer is already. Okay, so we are going to jump to the profile software. I know some of you have already downloaded it, but I don't think most of you have. So if you could get that done, that would be great because sometimes there is a day or two in a lapse in order to get permission. So don't leave it to the last minute because if you do, you will not be able to get your return done on time. Okay, so also on week 9 for Samuel Pell, I have re-entered his information. So everything you need is right here. His T4 is right here as well. And then also for this week, you have a discussion question about the types of incomes and forms used. Okay, so let's jump to the profile software. Kind of like Sage, it takes a couple of minutes or it feels like a few minutes to open because it's this huge database, just like Sage is, right? Okay, so create a new 2022 T1 and see T1 2022. So you want to make sure you are on a 2022 tax return, okay? So if you see across the top here, we've got page 1 is info, T1, which you're used to using, is here, and then we've actually got a T4. Okay, so we're not going to put the information in here on your rate on your income tax and benefit return. We're going to actually put it into info. Okay, so see here where it's yellow. Anywhere it's yellow, they want an answer. Okay, so they want you to fill in information. And for Samuel Pell, it was 197212020 for the social insurance number. Okay, so see where it turned white? That indicates that it's actually a real social insurance number. So let's say if I put in 555, 555, 555 and hit tab, it turned yellow again. So if you hover over it, you can see right there next to it, it says taxpayer social insurance number is invalid. Okay, so it talks to you. It tells you what's going on. So I'm going to put back 197212020. We're not going to send it in anyway, so we don't have to worry about that. We did indicate earlier that Samuel was a Mr. First name Samuel, you will be putting, oops, okay, enter a client's name. It is not present on this record. Okay, so sometimes it tells you ahead of time that you've made an error, and that's because you haven't finished filling in the information yet. Okay, so it will put Pell, and then see, it disappears. So when you start to put in some info, it's saying this isn't complete yet, but as soon as you finish it, it goes white. Okay, and it's probably going to do the same thing for the street address, 123 some lane. Yeah, okay, so no, that accepted it. And we want somewhere, and we want, what do we want here? See this drop down arrow? Let's see what it tells us. Okay, so when it has a drop down arrow, it doesn't want you to fill in the information. It wants you to take the information it's giving you. So if we put in, let's actually type in Nova Scotia and see what happens. Okay, that one took it. There are places in here that if you try to type stuff when it has a drop down arrow, it will either stay yellow or over here will give you a red diamond shape, okay? And that diamond shape indicates that you've done something wrong. Okay, so if I put in NS there, okay, so postal code B0B0B0. Okay, and primary number 90267973999. That's my work number. Date of birth. His birthday is, and he has not died, but he is 50. Okay, it's saying it's 72, he is 50. Okay, so CRA online mail, let's say he already registered. Do you want the preparer? So if you're doing this for an individual that's paying you, does the preparer want an electronic notice of assessment? We're going to say no. Okay, and then we come up here and see Nova Scotia's filled in here. It's from here. Okay, so let's say, did you dispose of property? No. Okay, and let's scroll down, see what other information they want. Did the taxpayer sign? Let's just say yes. Let's say authorization for preparer to be contacted by CRA. Say no. Method of contact, contact the preparer, contact the client. Okay, there we go. Are you a Canadian citizen? Yes. Did it own foreign property? No. See, when I clicked yes, all of a sudden this popped up again that it's yellow. It wants you to fill this in. Do you authorize? Yes. Did taxpayer own interest? No. Is the taxpayer's income zero? No. Okay, language of correspondence, English. Okay. And okay, and you know why that stayed in yellow? Where it says is taxpayers' income zero and you're saying no, but it's yellow? That's because you haven't put any income in yet. So it's saying right now you're wrong. It should say yes, but that's because it doesn't have all the info yet. Okay, see down here the mailing label, it's filled it in. Spouse information, there is none. Okay, so this form is all filled in. So let's go over to the T1 and see what's over here. Okay, so see the address and the name has already been filled in. Single's already filled in. English is already filled in. Date of birth, social insurance numbers all filled in. Let's scroll down. Okay, so here, this is where you're used to filling in information. Okay, so employment income, box 14 from the T4. But look, there's that other arrow. So if you click it, and in this case, you're going to right click it, it says help or T4. We want to go to the T4, and then it's going to take us to this T4 up here. So let's click it and see. There, see, it took us to the T4. So now we're going to fill in the information in a replica, so to speak, of a T4 slip. And as soon as we put the information into the T4 slip, it's going to take that information and automatically populate the tax return. Okay, so description, we want so the employer was Somewhere Farm, province. Okay, so what is it telling us? Again, it is saying the slip's incomplete. So you've started the slip, You haven't filled in all the information, so it's hollering at you saying you need to fill in the information. Okay, so we know it's Nova Scotia. So box 14 to look on your T4. We've got 70,000, and see, it automatically puts in those decimals. So now you don't have to worry about it. If you're one of those individuals in the class that I've been saying, please fill in your decimal places. Okay, so let's go back up. So the employees' contributions to CPP from box 16. So box 16, we've got 34.99.80. Tab, EI premiums. We have 952.74. Tab, and see, it goes white, but we come down here, income tax deducted, and it's 18,500. Okay, so now look, EI insurable earnings 6,300, and if you look at their T4, their paper T4 that you've got, it's 6,300, and the CPP pensionable earnings is 64,900, and it's filled those in. Okay, so it automatically is doing this for you. So now if you look here, you can see the balance of the refund is exactly what we're looking for. It matches, but so far we have not gone to look. Okay, so we've got this filled in. Let's go back to the T1. It's filled in the 70. It's filled in the 70. It's filled in the 70. It's filled in the 465, or sorry, $460.50, and that is from the enhanced CPP. Well, let's look here. It's got an arrow up, so let's do a right click, and here it can, oh, I thought it was going to take us to the CPP. Oh, right here, sorry. So the S8 is right there. Let's click on that. It's taken us to the S8. So now we scroll down. It knows that it's 12 months. It automatically fills in all the information in the CPP for you. So all of this is done, and it automatically, as you saw, fills it into the T1. Keep scrolling down. So it has, again, some of you have had some issues with making sure that line 33 to line 50, as you can see here, is all added together. So luckily now it does the adding for you, carries it over, and then it knows to subtract this from the 70,000. So keep scrolling down. It does the calculation for you for the taxable income. Remember, it knows to pull over your CPP. It knows to bring in your EI. It knows to bring that Canada employment amount over. And we scroll down. Net income, it tells us how much our net federal tax is. Here to the provincial, again, here's that up arrow. And we can go to the NS 428. And we can see here that it does all the calculations for us as well for the NS 428. Okay, does all those calculations. And it carries 762642 over to the provincial and territorial tax line. And we scroll down. It's remembered to carry over how much tax, income tax, from our T4, and it compares that amount to the amount that we owe, which is the 16,169.62, and it knows that we have a refund of 233.38. And that is your first tax return. Thanks, everyone.